Wow. The other thing is how determined a group of people you are too. Determination is like everything. I've seen some of you for 15 years. And Gloria, doing the small things is really important. But this room, we need to kick some major ass. There is not enough happening. Change has to happen almost in biblical proportion right now. I just can't do this. This is an important day for me, but a much more important day for you. And I feel like I've done a lot in the green space. I know what's going to work better than probably any of you, particularly in the man's world, what's worked and what hasn't. And if I had to pick a couple of things that were really going to move it in my daughter's lifetime, I'm working on something that's pretty big and secretive on the internet, and I think that's number one, because it's going to put the world on the head of a pin, and it's going to share everything there is to do right and wrong, and I'm really excited about that. And honestly, the second most important thing, if President Obama or anybody asked me right now, where should we bet? I'd bet on this room. I'd put it all on you, because I have built the biggest and the worst and some of the best things. And what Maggie talked about, the reason I'm in green building is because everything we build contributes about 60% to that whole CO2 situation. And so being in the green build world is pretty interesting. But some of you are in food and clothing. I looked at the list. You represent every industry. The whole world was based on solar income. Always will be. So whether you're a petro-based chemical company or not, green chemistry is coming. Big job area, you guys. Major job area. Green chemistry. It is arriving. You know what I'm talking about. Stay where you are, because you are nanoseconds away from the wellhead, and you are a powerful woman who can motivate the market changes. It's the success that you will have within your industry will drive and ratchet those changes. What are you doing?
Fashion industry.
Fashion. Ralph Lauren was one of my clients for about 9 minutes. I fired myself in the interview. You want to know why? And you're going to like this. And some of you in the fashion industry ought to run with this idea. So here I am at Ralph Lauren, $11 billion company. The entire design team's there. Finaldo, this guy who does the stores and the lighting, and the head of design. And I walk in and said, I'm going to green your business. And they said, and then Finaldo goes, if you touch my stores and the lighting, you change the point of sale. The only thing green around here is you round up with my sausage on Friday. You know, and then this guy, the director, says, the only thing green around here is our paycheck. And so, you know, oh, this is lightweight stuff to compare to what you're going to come into. So there's Ralph, and there's his son. And then there's Wendy Smith, who was at CAA, and a good friend of mine running marketing. She goes, John, tell him your idea. And I said, hey, Ralph, I came here to interview to find out what Ralph Lauren's sustainability mission is. And I arrived in my Ralph Lauren shirt and my Ralph Lauren boots. And you know how long I've had them? I've had the shirt for 12 years. I've had the boots for 15. And they look like the day I bought them. And so Ralph Lauren's sustainability campaign exists in timeless design, quality, and durability. And then I said, let's go to the next level. Let's make the one black shirt that only one person should ever own, the $3,000 black shirt. Investment clothing. And he said, what are you talking about? And I said, I'd pay $5,000 for one black shirt. And he goes, so what are you talking about? He says, well, I never really owned it. You're going to take it back every 5 years and you're going to rebuild it. And every time you add a stitch to my Black Label Plus green badass sustainable shirt, it becomes cooler and cooler and cooler. And so this shirt, as it grows, represents the whole next generation of all things right. I didn't get the job. But that is a damn good idea. Sell that $5,000 pair of boots that comes back. What did you do? You just created the whole upcycling business. It's awesome. It'll work. I've been there. I know. I don't have time to get to it. And I'm not going to go anywhere. I got 100 of those white light ideas. BMW is one of my biggest clients. No small job there. You know what I got asked to do a year ago? And I know someone from BMW is here. Where are you? Okay, you guys are my heroes. You're putting my kids through school. Thank you. BMW is an interesting company, and I'm amazed. So here's a car company who's thinking about the day when they don't make cars. So challenge yourself in your own industry to the day that you won't make what you make. You should make what's right, and you've got to transform, restore, and kind of regenerate that whole process back to nature. So BMW looks at what's mobility, what's transportation. I'm on the Project I team for you who don't know me, which is a scary thing, right? I'm the only guy in that one too. But I'm working on greening the Phantom Rolls Royce. Wow, how would you ever green that, right? This thing is massive. It is a monument of, cover your ears. It's awesome. You know why? Because I can do it. I realized I didn't have to touch the car. Why would you ever want to touch the most amazing brand in the world? What I'm doing is, importantly, is I'm going into the supply chain of the 1,000 companies that make that car, that make the parts that become the Rolls Royce. And I'm having them spend money to educate those companies. So if you make the leather seats, they're going to help you become the greenest leather tanning company. And if you do the chrome on the grill, they're going to help you find a way to do it without chromium and without polluting. Isn't that amazing? So they were worried that in this green world, that the agenda for people to buy the Rolls Royce was going to be like, well, I can't own a Rolls Royce. That's not cool anymore because it's not cool to own something like that. So when they do the ad campaign now, where's the authenticity? It is there because it's about Rolls Royce taking their money and taking that money and putting it into the transfer of those skills to how to green things. That's amazing. And when I do my next big, bad green building, it won't be big and bad. But when I do the next green project, it won't be all the materials and solar and putting the earth to work, geothermal and fuel cells with clear edge and the software kernels I'm working with this thing called Skywatch. I'm building this thing called Skywatch. I can't wait for you guys to see this on the news. It is gonna rock. And that's not important anymore. What's important is that I sign my building up with Women in Green or the University of California, Irvine, and that 1,000 of you go to school and my green building project becomes curriculum. That's what I'm doing today. You've got to innovate towards education. Create an educational port out of everything you do. Share it, document it. Innovate, work together, dream big, and execute. Map out your plan. The best thing you could do for this group, too, is to become amazingly successful. Somebody make some big money because you've got to match that success path. Nature's an amazing place to go to work, and you should run to that job as though your life depended on it. Because the first industrial revolution engineered by men is completely out of whack with working with natural law. It's working totally against it. The evolution, the revolution, the opportunity for you, what's got to be in your heart is you are agents of restoring, regenerating, replacing all of that campaign. And don't, listen to me, don't be afraid to go it alone. There are significant rewards. It's like John Mayer's song, Perfectly Lonely. Well, I'll tell you, when I wake up on Monday morning and I go to work and I do the kind of damage I do on the system, it is freaking awesome. I own the whole thing. So don't, and those of you who are CSOs, you need to be the CEO because you should be the CEO with all of the factors that go into being the CSO. So things have turned. Sustainability is an industry. Sustainability is and will be one of the biggest strategic advantages to doing business. And the most profitable companies in the world will mimic nature. You know why? Because in nature there's no waste, and there never has been. And so Interface, a petro-based chemical company, will be carbon neutral by 2020. How is that possible? Well, just take a look at them to see how they're doing it, and then apply it to your business. There's a lot of models out there right now. Well, I've said it 50 times, connect. And stay together. And Jamie, thank you. Jamie, thanks for doing this. This is a lot about you, Jamie. It's a lot about you having that entrepreneurial spirit, blowing past all the institutional barriers. That attorney that told you a few weeks ago when you were looking for some funding to do this, he said, oh, there's not enough movers on the speakers list. Well, bring it on, you guys. Bring it on. This is your moment. And read that Atlantic Monthly article you quoted from, Sarah, some things. But when I read it, I'm looking at it too, like, oh great, this is perfectly timed. Men are dead. Now I gotta know where I'm gonna get my talking points. But what came across to me is the whole, and I'm short selling my stock in Lazy Boy chair today, so I'm not gonna run the Lazy Boy thing down. But Gloria, it's like, it seems that women are switching on. And I think that this is nature taking its course. So I wish you guys all the best of luck, and I hope I am, and I can be. I've always heard my whole life, behind every great man, there's a great woman. Well, I hope that I can be one of the first where I hear, behind every great woman, there's a great man. And so I'm not afraid to be here. I'm so happy to be here. And I am so happy to dedicate all the things that I've ever done right, everything I can help you going forward and share with you is the way I have now. It's the only way I know. I had some interesting notes, but it all seemed to have gone out. And you know, my agent, my agent, I have an agent at CAA. Like Gloria, I have an agent. My agent's Kevin Houvain. He's a big guy. You know who he represents, Gloria? He represents women. Kevin, a long time ago, thought that women would move the needle in the theaters, that women could be the lead in feature films. And the studios went, no way. Well, Kevin's clients are some interesting people. But what's amazing about Kevin, because I want to be your Kevin, what's amazing about Kevin is Kevin created their careers. He knew these women before they were who they are today. And you want to know who they are? Oprah. He knew her before Color Purple. He saw it. The hair on the back of his neck went up when he spoke with her. Julia Roberts. He knew Julia before she was anybody. Meryl Streep. Renee Zellweger. Miley Cyrus. Kevin can spot it. Kevin can feel it. He knew these women were going to be powerful, and they would change the entire entertainment industry of how important women are in the space. Well, I've met some of you, and the hair on the back of my neck went up. And so I hope I can help be an agent of change and influence and guidance. And again, I'm so honored. And my wife texted me, and this is at the end of the day. I have a 3-month-old daughter. She goes, Moo says good luck. I love you, babe. Good luck. Call me when it's over. So I'm going to call my wife now. So thank you guys so much.